cost of living in different countries varies. In 2015, the Mercer Cost of Living Survey ranks Taiwan at 41 out of 207 other cities. And yet, it's still far cheaper than many regional competitors like Hong Kong, which raises the second. Here are the comparison of living costs between these two countries in three aspects: food, wage, and poverty. First of all, one factor that affects the cost of living in Taiwan and Hong Kong is the wage difference. Wage difference can make people from various countries have dissimilar amount of basic consumption needs. Taiwan as a country ranking behind Hong Kong because Taiwan is a country and Hong Kong is the city-state. Comparing basic monthly and hourly salary between Taiwan and Hong Kong, Taiwanese current basic monthly salary is NT 20,008 and basic hourly pay is NT 120. However, Hong Kong people's current basic hourly pay is Hong Kong dollar $32.50. That is NT 130 per hour. There's a wage gap between the salary of Hong Kong and Taiwan. According to an analysis, Hong Kong is an expensive city to live in for the first time in over a decade. The average salary in Hong Kong is higher than that in Taiwan, but the prices of property and food in Hong Kong are also more expensive than those in Taiwan. Therefore, Hong Kong people will have a lot of pressure on the cost of living, even though the basic hourly salary is higher than Taiwan. One of the most notable differences in living costs between Taiwan and Hong Kong is the property cost. In Taiwan, the housing prices are falling in 2015 after dramatic government measures to curb speculative house purchases. However, in Hong Kong, the soaring property prices in 2015 have given Hong Kong the title of the most unaffordable housing in the world. According to Demographia International Housing Availability Survey, Hong Kong property cost is at the top of the world. However, Taipei is not even within the top 10. It's because Hong Kong property cost is 17 times of the median household income. For the same space of residence in Hong Kong and Taiwan, Hong Kong tenants need to pay far much more than Taiwan tenants. Here is one example of the most expensive case of housing from Economic Daily Survey. In Taipei, it costs 9,430 Hong Kong dollars of 1 square feet, while in Hong Kong, surveillance is paid 32,000 Hong Kong dollars for 1 square feet. The housing price is 8.4 times of median household income in Taipei, but it is 17 times for Hong Kong. Some Hong Kong residents even describe their situation as having to work for 30 years of not eating or drinking in order to own a place. In the most expensive case, property price could be as high as Hong Kong is 70,000 Hong Kong dollar for 1 square feet. It's more expensive than Taipei, which is 21,000 Hong Kong dollar for 1 square feet. Irrespective of it, is luxury apartments, not mansion. The last but not the least, There is also a notable difference between Hong Kong food price and Taiwan food price. Nowadays, many Taiwanese consider local food is expensive, but in comparison to Hong Kong, it's far much cheaper. In Taiwan, there are classic dishes all over the country, such as oyster omelette, minced pork rice, and others which can be found in night market, are all at a very reasonable price around NT 25 to 80, while a famous but simple dim sum breakfast in Hong Kong costs around NT 250. Another example is bubble tea. It costs around NT 35 in Taiwan, and in Hong Kong, it costs around NT 80, which is a huge difference. In addition, according to the information given below, having a meal in Hong Kong doubles the price in Taiwan, which is not only for food, but also for all kinds of drinks like beer, cappuccino, water, etc. However, there are also good news in Hong Kong that food can be quite cheap in street stalls which locals eat. But if you go to places that cater to Western tourists, or other famous restaurants featuring some Asian's best chefs, we can spend a bundle up to 5,000 NT per person. In conclusion from the previous examples, there are obvious differences of living costs between the two nations in food, wage, and property.